recording.
We're recording? Okay. My name is Carlton Cartwright. I'm the Executive Director for the Children's Coalition Incorporated. We're here today at the Veterans Affairs Medical Center, and we're getting ready to do an interview for the Veterans History Project. We're at 7305 North Military Trail in West Palm Beach, and it's myself, and I have two of my student assistants with me. One is Mario Romero, and the other one is Guillermo Torres, and also
Kathy Romeo.
right, who works for the VA. And Kathy, are you MSW?
No, CTRS.
CTRS. What does that stand for?
Certified Therapeutic Recreation Specialist.
Beautiful. And we are recording, correct?
Yes.
Good news. And sir, what is your name again, sir?
Edward Sicard.
And Mr. Sicard. Okay. And when were you born?
I was born November 1st, 1917.
Okay. And we're going to use this address as your current address. Excuse me. That is the VA hospital, 7305 North Military Trail, West Palm Beach, Florida. What's the zip code, Kathy?
334-110.
33410.
Yep.
And we did, okay, we covered everybody, and we're here representing the Children's Coalition Incorporated. Sir, what war did you serve in, or what branch of service?
World War II.
Okay. And what military branch were you in?
To start with, I was in the infantry.
U.S. Army? Was that the U.S. Army?
The United States Army.
And I didn't get a chance to shake your hand before. This is the second time we've had a conversation.
That's it.
Okay, all right, so there we go. Okay, all right. What was your rank when you separated from the service?
I was a first lieutenant.
Oh, good, you were an officer. Okay, and in the beginning, were you drafted or did you enlist?
I was a student in Turner's Falls High School. And I took and volunteered.
Oh, okay, all right, cool. And what state were you living in?
Massachusetts.
You remember the city? What city?
Turner's Falls.
Turner's Falls, okay. And why did you enlist?
I really couldn't give you a good answer.
Okay, don't worry about it. That's fine. All right, so why did you pick the Army, the infantry? Why did you pick that?
Well, that was actually the National Guard.
Okay.
The New England National Guard, the Yankee Division, the 26th Division.
Okay. All right. Okay. Do you recall, where did you go to boot camp? You remember boot camp?
Not really.
Not really? Okay. Well, what is the first thing that you remember about the military? What were you doing? So you went in the National Guard. So was that straight out of high school, or?
Yes.
Okay. All right. And where did you go to school?
I went to the high school at Church Falls High.
Okay. All right.
Church Falls, Mass.
Mm-hmm. Okay. All right. And you remember anything about boot camp?
Not really.
Not really.
He went National Guard and then Army.
Oh, okay. So yeah, I get that. So you went from the National Guard to the Army. Thank you, Kathy.
Well, the National Guard was, I would assume, a part of the Army.
Oh, yeah. They're all connected one way or another. All the military branches.
Yeah.
They're all connected. That's fine. So what theater did you serve in? Did you go overseas?
Yes, I went to Europe,
European theater. You remember what countries you were in?
France,
France. Okay.
England, France.
Those two countries. Was that it?
Yeah,
Belgium. Has
first
come
to
over.
England and then to France.
Okay. And I understand you also went to Belgium?
I flew in order to fly. I had to go to this place in Belgium
Uh-huh.
that had a field. It was an airfield the Nazi had built, and we had taken it over, I guess.
You were, what is it? Army Air Force, correct?
The Army Air Force.
Okay.
I had 67 missions against the enemy.
Right.
Dive bombing and strafing mostly.
Right. Okay. Do you remember a lot of casualties out of your unit?
No, there was casualties. I don't recall all the details.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So, that's fine. That's not a problem. So your assignment was to fly combat missions, and can you tell me about a couple of your most memorable experiences? Were you a prisoner of war?
Never.
Thank God for that. All right, you want to tell me about a couple of the experiences that you had?
Well, my last mission was in France on the western, France, eastern front, I guess.
The Eastern Front?
We flew against a train, a supply train for the Nazi troops.
Right.
And fortunately I made a direct hit. I had a 500-pound bomb under each wing. And we came in at about 12 to 14,000 feet in alpha, so to stay above the small arms fire.
Okay. Okay, so how did that go? I mean, you're here, so you survived it. So
We went down in twos, hit the train.
Uh-huh.
It looked like a freight train. There were no tankers there. Well, actually, the railroad cars were wooden freight cars in which the Nazis had put, we call them 55-gallon barrels of fuel in the cars.
Okay.
You wouldn't know flying. You had no idea that was in those cars. They had no idea what was in there, except that was supplies for the Nazis. And it was supplies they needed badly. It was fuel for their tankers. Like any engine, if it doesn't have fuel, it doesn't run.
Gotcha.
So, when it was my turn, I saw that it's not very easy to hit something head on. Yeah, they're going better than 200 miles an hour. And they're going at the train from above. So I decided on my own to come down a little away from that part of the train and come in toward the side of it, the major side, and release my bombs so they hit the side of the train. They blew some of those where they blew the train cars off the track. When they did, of course, it also upset the barrels in the cars. They tripped over and spread throughout the interior of the car, and somehow a spark got through the liquid and it burst into flame.
Wow.
And the whole train in that area caught fire. So what I did was pull up and rejoin the ones that were up above. Then after a short while, our leader took us to another area.
Okay. Did you win any awards or medals, citations?
What?
Awards or medals, citations?
Distinguished
Dis-
I got a DFC,
What is that, distinguished?
flying cross.
Distinguished Flying Cross.
Oh, okay.
I was told by in my country, my wife died, and I buried her
Hmm.
in a new military cemetery in West Palm Beach.
Oh, okay.
And the one in charge of the cemetery said that the DFC was next to the Medal of Honor.
Well, it sounds like it's pretty close to me, if not the
Huh?
same.
What?
Sounds like it's the same to me, just two different names.
No,
No?
no, there's different medals.
Okay.
Yeah.
No, I understand that, but okay. So I'm sure you
Well-
earned that. You earned that medal that you got.
You don't get them for nothing.
Yeah, I understand. I bet I believe that.
I had to get in close before I dropped my bomb to be sure, more sure that I'm gonna get that train.
Uh-huh.
I did. And when I get talking about it, I get teary-eyed.
I understand.
I can't help it. It's just, for no reason except I think of my sweet wife gone, and all the other guys like myself who didn't make it.
Right?
I was fortunate I did it. Or maybe I had a little better flying skill.
Okay.
I would say it's more likely that.
Yeah. You're a good flyer, a good pilot. Can I ask you some more questions?
Well, they did what had to be done to the best of your ability.
Right?
And that's what I always try to do.
Mhm.
I know in order to get out of the war, we have to end it somehow. And they can't end it by running and hiding. You gotta step up front and do whatever you could to end that phase that you're with right there. It's a horrible thing.
Can I ask you a question?
Yes.
Were you able to stay in touch with your family while you were while you were overseas, while you were in France and Belgium? And
Well, I and I had a mother, a stepfather, and three sisters. More or less, through female, I think did. I think everything's so confusing at the time.
What was the food like?
Huh?
How was the food?
It was adequate.
Okay.
Yeah. I was surprised that we had help did as well as we did.
Okay, so did you think you feel like you had enough supplies? Did you have enough supplies for the job that you were doing for the military?
I think we did.
Okay. All right.
I think we did.
Mm-hmm.
Every once in a while, one of the guys wouldn't come back. You know, he bought it.
He what?
He bought it. He killed.
Oh, I understand. No, I got you. Were you? So you saw a lot of casualties, didn't you?
Yeah.
Yeah, I understand.
I was a casualty.
Yeah. Okay. Did you get to go on leave while you were there? Did you get any R&R at all?
Yes, I did.
Okay.
Believe it or not, I got 3 days on the French Riviera.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Well, it wasn't quite like that.
Right.
You know, I stayed in a place down there. I don't know how the arranged was, but I was there for about 3 days. And I was taken up with a rowboat, in the Mediterranean, do some deep sea fishing.
Oh, really? Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
I would say I was treated well.
Good. So you got a break, at least. You got a break?
Well, as other these breaks, but it's something you don't think or plan to ever have. It really impressed me. With a 97, the professor was very impressed. He says, would you, I was married, and I had 3 or 4 children. And he says, would you're going to need another job besides what you're going to get paid for your training to be a pilot. And he said, would you agree to an interview
Yep.
with a company? I said, of course. I wanted the worst way to be a pilot. So he said, they're going to come back in a few hours, and this man is going to interview you. This man works for Raytheon. Now Raytheon, I worked for Raytheon before he got in the service. I was quite impressed, you know. And so he says, I'll set up, you're going to interview this guy that's going to interview you, and you'll know right away whether you got a job. So, gentleman interviewed me, and I had a very positive interview. And this guy was interviewing me for a job in Raytheon management.
So this was after the service?
Yes.
Good.
You worked for Raytheon for how long?
I worked for Raytheon for 35 years.
That's
From that point on, I worked for Raytheon. 35 years.
Ed, can we go back to when you were in Florida? What was your job in the Jeep in Florida?
I was a foreman of an inspection group of inspectors who tested electronic equipment that was built by Raytheon for the government. And my job was to train them and to see that they had questions, get the answers so that they could improve themselves. And that's what I did.
You told me a story when you were down in Florida. You used to drive a Jeep with a gun with 10 bullets.
This is before.
Yeah, tell that story.
That's the story before, while I was in the 26th Division. I was part of the Yankee Division in New England, Massachusetts, and the war started. The Nazis started sinking our vessels as they come up the east coast of Florida, and what happened was they took it, but we lost a lot of supplies. And how'd they do it? They're very smart people. They get out just a little bit. You know, most ships go on routes. So they get up, so looking towards land, they could see the boats, the silhouettes of the boat. And they were sinking a lot of boats. And finally, we sank a lot of those U-boats. You know, dog eat dog, no matter what you do it.
Now, did you have to drive a Jeep up the coast?
At the time, my outfit, the Yankee Division, was spread along the East Coast. And at night, I drove myself. I had my P-45 pistol was my armament. I was the driver and the principal person in the Jeep, and we went looking for any lights that were on, and we talked to the people to shut them down. They didn't. We called in the regular service. They shut them down pretty good. So finally, we're not getting enough. The services were not getting enough people to train to be pilots or volunteers, because why, I don't know, but you had to be a college graduate in order to have the mentality to absorb all that you're going to learn, or they're going to try to teach you in how to fly, yeah? And how to fly militarily. So I did that for quite some time, and I took a test to see if I could. And when I took the test, I passed it with flying colors. I had a 97, which is a Mensa. Mensa is the upper echelon. And so I was transferred to the West Coast, to California, to a primary school called Hemet, H-E-M-E-T. And I went 2 months there to learn to fly in a single engine plane. When I finished that, I was sent to Bakersfield, California for a primary. This is once again is a plane that has a student and an instructor. And I was there till like 2 months about. And when I finished there, I was sent to Luke Field in Phoenix, Arizona, to primary, which again was a single engine plane with an instructor and a student, me, in the plane I was in.
You were an instructor, right?
No, at that time, I was a student.
Okay, sorry.
I hadn't got my wings. I got my wings at that field. Up until that time, I was a sergeant. When I got my wings, I became a second lieutenant pilot. And that's going from from one payroll to a much higher payroll. Well, when I finished there, I was sent to Texas. I wanted to be a fighter pilot. I didn't get what I wanted. They figured I would make a good instructor, flying instructor, so they sent me to Bryan Field in Texas, where I learned to be a flying instructor. And I was probably 2 months there, maybe, I don't know. But anyway, I passed there, and I was sent to Bakersfield, California, to the school I went to when I was trying to get my wings, as a pilot. So I taught there. I taught instrument flying. That's very important. So many of our flyers died because the instrument portion of their training was neglected. You get in a class, if you get in a class, you've all been in the East, if you live in the East, you've all been driven in fog. You can't see anything, yet your wheels are firmly on the ground. Well, this is the same, only your wheels are not on the ground. Your wheels are in the air. So I taught for quite some time. Then I was we had the invasion of Europe, and they needed some replacement pilots very badly. So they came to the schools and asked if there were any volunteers who wanted to go to combat. And I always wanted like a fool, but I did. So I was shipped to France after the invasion to Western Edge. And the 404th Fighter Group was in which I was the only one in my fund, no more students. So,
So you worked for Raytheon after the war, correct?
what's that?
After the military service? That's what you did. You worked for Raytheon for 35 years?
I was working for them when I got in the service, and yeah, they wanted me, they needed me, and I stayed with them. And I have retired both Social Security and Raytheon.
Okay.
Social Security,
So,
war.
and I got one last question for you.
What's that, sir?
I said I have one last question for you.
Sure.
I'd like to know how did the military, how did it affect your life? You know, what did it mean to you?
Well, it's made me a disciplined person. I know that if something's got to be done, you better do it, because somebody's going to have to do it. It looks like you're going to be the one.
Okay.
And that's the way it is.
Well, I'm gonna thank you for this interview, and I'm gonna thank you for your service to the country.
I said so much more. I'm getting
Teary-eyed.
jokes up.
I got you. Don't worry about it. Thank you so much. Thank you very much.
So many of my friends didn't make it.
Didn't make it, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.